guys, how's it going? Oh boy, we've stepped up in the tractor leagues, didn't we? If you've been around the channel for a while, you probably know that I mainly mess with old garden tractors, the smaller stuff. I like the smaller tractors because, well, they take up a lot less room than Big Bertha over here. And, I don't know, you can fit more of them in one spot. I could fit probably 50 of them, roughly, in a building where the little garden tractor's in that building that holds about 50 of them. You take full-size tractors like this and you can probably fit maybe 20 or 30 of them in that same building. So it makes more sense to me to go with the smaller ones. Plus, I don't know, I like the smaller ones better. They're easier to drive around and take less room, and you can see all around you on them, where on this one you got to really keep an eye on things and stand up to look at the side of your tractor and where your wheels are. So, oh well. Previously, we've had this tractor on the channel. I recently put a new magneto on it. I want to say that was about a year ago. I know that's on the channel of me doing that and getting that done. This was my brother's 1947 John Deere B. It's a late 47. It's 100 something away from being a 48B. It's not that far out of 48, so technically it is a 48, but it's not a 48 if you know what I mean there. I bought it off of him. He left it sit around for a while. It has an oil leak I want to take care of. It's got some issues with it I want to take care of. It's got some pieces, like I said, I want to take care of. It's not perfect. He ended up deciding that he didn't really want it anymore and he wanted to sell it. So he came to me and he asked me about it. I said no for a while, but here recently I had my mind changed because I had an idea that I could do with it. So after I got the idea and it came to mind, I thought, you know, actually that wouldn't be such a bad idea, just go on ahead and get the tractor and have it around here so I can use it and see how it does. My ultimate plan for it is I want to get it running and I want to take it to shows. I'm probably not going to repaint it. It's probably going to stay how it is, but I want to run it, put it on the Baker fan, put it on the power readers, put it on the thrashers, and just overall see this thing work. I'd like to plow with it. I went to the 5-point show that I filmed over there with Mason, and I said, you know, I really wouldn't mind having that be and just plowing with it and seeing how it does. And plus, a couple of my other friends are getting into the bigger tractors. I finally got them into the little garden tractors. Now they're working on getting into the bigger tractors, or they've got one. So got myself one. So yeah, I guess let's go on ahead and let's dive into it. It needs a few things done, and after we get those few things done, it should be a pretty good tractor, the things I know of. Let's look it over and see how it looks. So one of the things about this tractor is it is a later B, therefore it is an electric start. As you can see, it's got the little foot thing right here. It's also got the headlights. They work. See if it should crank. The tractor does run. It hasn't run in a while because there's no oil in it right now. I'm not going to crank it a whole bunch, just a little so you guys can hear it. I might need to turn it. Because it has to line up with the teeth on the flywheel for you to be able to crank it. But as you can see, the engine does crank and turn over. The electric start on it does work. It's got a good battery in it. That battery is fairly new, if I remember right. It needs to be gone over and greased. I do know that all the grease fittings on this tractor need greased. It hasn't been greased in the time that he's owned it. I know that's bad. It should have been greased. It wasn't. Come over here. I've checked the oil. There's no oil that comes out of the check hole. There's a little check hole on the side of the block. It's actually right there. So that's one thing, it needs the oil changed. It also leaks out of the oil pump. So that's another major thing that we're gonna have to take care of. Let me pull the camera. Actually, I can do this. I don't have to fight with taking the camera off the stand. Let's take a look at this thing, shall we? So coming over here to look at it, here is one of the major things that we have to address. I don't know how well you can see it, but there should be a rubber piece connecting the hose that comes off of the carb to the hose that goes up here to the air breather, and then to that. Camera's out of focus. There we go. That goes to here, and that hose is missing. So we need to take care of that, because without that, the air is not being filtered. It's just going straight into the carb. So I think I want to pull this off. I want to pull the nose of it off. I want to pull this off, and I also want to check that fuel tank. I might clean the fuel tank out on it. I may not clean the fuel tank out on it. I guess we'll see. So let's grab some tools and let's see about getting this thing taken apart and see what we can figure out. So I'm sure this strikes people as weird, and you're probably wondering, why am I taking the front off of this tractor? And the reason for that is because I want to check the radiator, and I want to see how the radiator is, if it's clean, if it's got any bent pins or anything. You know, just look it over and make sure everything looks alright. And plus, I gotta pull that off anyway in order to get to the thing, I'm sure, to clean it. So that's also the other reason to grab the tray. Let's see about if we can get this to it. That one's stuck. At least we know it's stuck in there to the point where now it won't come out. We can just get on it with these and crank it. There we go. That's good. I'm glad it turns. I was worried that I was going to have to break it. I see it's already cracked. Somebody must have had their way with it or something at one point. It's been like that for a while. Well, it's been like that ever since he got it, actually. This tractor actually came from the same guy that I got my 68 112 from. The one that it had the Tecumseh on it that we swapped a Kohler engine into. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm sure the two probably know each other, recognize each other. So that's got primer under it. Yeah. Oh wow. I did not expect that. I was kind of figuring I'd be able to look down in here and see the radiator, but no, I guess not. It threads into there, which that makes sense. So I got that top screw out. I had to sit there and fight with it with the vice grips, and eventually I peeled away enough of it to get it to turn. So I'm going to end up changing all of these out. I'm going to put, oh, that's turned, but I'm going to put normal bolts in instead of these Phillips heads. That one did it too. Great. Let me grab a wrench. On second thought. Nah. Let me grab a wrench. Hopefully one of these two should work. I'm thinking it's going to be the 1/2 inch. Hmm. 9/16 or 5/8. And this. There we go. Got it. Let's see if we can get this out here now. This is a weird combination, isn't it? Try to be careful with it. I don't want to jump it off. You know, I'd like to be able to use the screw. That scared me when it started going. Yeah, these aren't going back in here, I don't, yeah. Look at the threads on that. That don't look terrible. So the way I believe this is set up is this is two pieces. Alright. I think it's two pieces. Yeah, I think this side is its own piece from that side. So we should be able to take this side off. And then that side will come off eventually after we get this side. Did that go on there? Seriously? That was easy. Okay. And I'm sure someone's gonna say something, no, I'm not repainting it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I think it looks alright as it is personally. Maybe eventually I'll decide that I want to repaint it, but right now I'm just gonna leave it as it is. It's just functionality right now. I'm getting it put together and operating, I guess. Let's see about getting I don't think those bolts hold it. Oh, I missed a couple of screws, that's why. Okay, well, I was wondering about why it wasn't going. That explains it though. Those I think I'll keep screws, but well, whatever ones I can, I'll keep screws. The ones I can't, I'll just change. That's gonna do it. Unfortunately. Let's see if we can get this guy to come out. So let's get, if we can. I can't get on that with a vice grip. Let me try and get this screw out of here and then I'll be back. Get those screws out of the grill. Let's go on ahead and see if we can get this grill screen off. Is there really one in the middle? Damn it. Man. Luckily that was easy. Well, there we go. Let's set this over here. Don't look too bad under there. The radiator looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, it does. I'm surprised. I was figuring it would be a little bit worse. It's got some, it needs some help down here, but yeah, it looks alright. So I think I'm going to take a second. I'm going to get the other side off, the other grill screen off. We already took this one off on camera. We can take that one off camera. And while I'm in there, I want to, well, we'll just bring the camera back. So I got both sides of the grill off. Originally my plan was to take this off, these off right here. I don't think I can. I think this is all one piece if you look at it and see how it moves. The only problem with that is I came back here and I looked at it, and this screw here is stuck. This one, there's a nut behind it and the nut is turning. This one up here is the same. Well, this one up here won't even turn. The other side is doing the same thing where there's a nut on the other side. I don't really know how far I want to get into this thing. I really don't want to take the steering assembly apart or off if I don't have to. So I think I'm going to leave that alone. That was the plan though, to take that off, but I can't, so that's unfortunate, but oh well. I thought this was 3 pieces, this piece here, then these 2 here just came off, but no, apparently not, so oh well. So I think it might be more than 1 piece. Is it more than 1 piece, or is it? No, that's 1 piece. Yeah, okay, that's 1 piece. Never mind, I'll just leave it alone. So that's currently how it is. I got this off of here. I want to see about getting in here and just getting all the cobwebs and other stuff out of it. That way we can have it. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, and since I'm out here, this is some commercial grade industrial degreaser. I just want to come in here and spray that. I'm going to let that soak in overnight. This bottle needs a new sprayer. Brakes don't work.
Iron wheels, they turn slow, creaking down a winding way. Shay engine puffing smoke through the pine trees gray. Gray rails twist like an old tail, grinding with a steady beat. Echoes in this forest vale, steel and timber meet. Shay in the pines, whistle through the air. Logging railroad lines, we're nearly there. Trees, they stand so tall, watching as we roll. Mighty engines call, hear that old bell toll. Tracks lead us onward still, deep into the wood. Feel the engines well, it's understood. Steam and forest blend, rhythm of the day. Work never ends in the twilight gray. an old tale, grinding with a steady beat. Echoes in this forest vale, steel and timber meet. Shade in the pines, whistle through the air. Log and railroad lines, we're nearly there. We'll be there. Trees, they stand so tall, watching as we roll. Mighty engines call, hear that old bell toll. Tracks lead us onward still, deep into the wood. Feel the engines, well, it's understood. Steam and forest blend, rhythm of the day. Work never ends in the twilight gray. Welcome of the day. Work never ends in the twilight gray.
Oh, there we go. We just pulled it in with a little tractor. Told you to do it. So I think what I want to do on all of the bolt holes that came out is I want to just dribble some of this cutting fluid in there, and I want to take a tap and I just want to go and try to clean them out. Because there was a few of them that had a rough time coming out. And I also want to do the little nuts that some of them had too. So I guess let's go on ahead and see how much oil is in here. I don't think there's a whole lot. It's probably maybe a quart or two after how much it's leaked. Throw the wrench on and see. A lot easier to see things now since I can actually, or since I washed it. That's nice. All the oil that was leaking out of it was leaking out of the filter and the pump, so that's what we're gonna have to look into once we get this draining. See a lot of water coming out. Oh boy, this thing had water in the oil. That water or gas? Wait a minute. That's for the engine, right? Yeah, it's got water in it. Nice. You know, that smells like gear oil. Wait a minute here. What is that? Okay, well, a bunch of water just came out of it, and that was it. Alright, that's what I thought it was. That's your engine oil. That is that. That don't smell like engine oil. Did we drain the wrong thing? Oh shit, we did. What is that? That's gonna fill up way too fast. Look at that, it did. What is that? It's full of oil, that's all I know. I wanna say that's the oil for that's the transmission. So we just drained the transmission. So, oops, we drained out the wrong thing. Let me go wash my hand, then we'll take that and we'll drain it. And we'll You know, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm not sure if that was the engine I drained, the transmission, or the hydraulics. But I guess we may as well just go on ahead and drain it since we've already got it most of the way empty. I can't tell. It smells like gear oil. How would you fill that back up though? Again, that wasn't my intention, and I see this right here. Huh. Alright, well, I guess we'll just let that drain. That's probably for the transmission, is what I'm assuming. So we gotta figure out, I guess, how to put fluid back in the transmission, and yeah, once we do that, we'll get it done. So let me grab another pan so that way we can get the engine oil drained out. And I think I know where the engine oil is. Went in and grabbed a little trash can. Let's see if we can figure out. Let's see if this is the correct drain. Maybe we did drain the oil out of it. This is the drain right here for the oil. I had to assume. I'm just gonna let that keep draining once we figure out what it is. I think that's for the transmission oil, what we drained. What size is that? Is that? Now it's just a matter of getting onto it and getting it to turn. There we go. Let's see if this does anything or if we drained it back there. This has water in it too. Yeah, that's the engine oil right there. There wasn't a whole lot in there, was there? Probably a good thing we didn't run it. So we'll let both of them drain, and once we let them drain, ooh, it's got some stuff in the lid. Ew, gross. Here's in the cap. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, it's messy. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of oil on that. So let me, I guess, get this stuff cleaned up. I got a mess I gotta clean up. And once I get this mess cleaned up, we can jump into it. We'll get some more oil for it and figure out what that other reservoir was we drained. Let's go on in and see about getting this oil filter changed. I'm assuming that there's gonna be oil that comes out once we get it loose. So we're gonna wanna move that over here. Wasn't sure which way tightened it and which way loosened it. Yep, that's what I thought. See? I'll let that drain for a minute. There shouldn't really be a whole lot in there. And I think that should be coming down, unless it is. I don't see it though. Yeah, I think that pan is supposed to drop. Yeah, it's not dropping. Pull this bolt all the way out. May as well. There we go. Oh, that scared me. Okay, so the threads are inside of this. I saw that come out and thought, oh shit, we broke a bolt, but no. Okay. So the threads are up in the tractor still. Now I thought that this came out as one piece with that, but apparently not. The filter's still up in there. We got to take that out. I'm gonna let the oil drain through there. So I'll let the oil drain out of that for a while. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw that bolt back up in there. If I can. There we go. I'll just tighten it up. Once I find the stem. I think I just found it. Maybe not. But I'm gonna throw it up in there and let it tighten. So that way when I go to hit on this, it doesn't just fall. You know, not trying to break it, I just want to get it out. Break the seal, is what I'm trying to do. You know what I could do? Got it. Shit. Oh well. We'll have to get that out of there. That's exactly what I was trying to avoid. That filter don't look terrible. Looks alright. I'm going to replace that. I think there's another filter in there. Or is it just the one? It might just be the one. Yeah, it might just be that one filter. Okay, well. There it is. I found it. There we go. Stick it over here. There was a washer, that right there, that fell in there. How do we get that out? Was there a washer that fell in there? Wait a minute, what is that? Don't make me have to reach in there for it. What is this? Oh, there's some kind of washer. That's what I thought it was. Not anything else in there, is there? What's that? There's a couple of washers. Another. Oh, a spring. Oh, the spring. I think that goes. There's that thing. Okay, there's a spring in there. There's nothing else in there now. I believe we got everything out. So now that my hand is all covered in oil, what do you say we take this off and we see what we figure out about it? Let me go get, whatever, just leave the oil because I'm gonna end up probably getting more anyway. See if we can get this side out of here now. I don't think anything. Wait, where does this leak from anyway? It leaks from this. It doesn't leak from this. Okay, let's just tighten this back up and let's just leave this alone for right now. I don't know what's behind this. I think this is the pump. Well, yeah, that's the pump. But like I said, I don't know what exactly. Does that bring the entire pump out? Or is that just a certain part of the pump? So I want to leave that alone. And I guess depending on what comes out from here will determine on what we do. Because this leaks. This is mainly what we're trying to get took care of, you know, because I don't want this thing to leak anymore. There's another bolt. Where is this? Another bolt. I wonder why it won't grab onto the bolt. Must be something about it. That's low. I think this is the one that was leaking. Yeah. I wonder if this one has issues. It could. Maybe that's why it leaks. It's got some kind of issue with it. Let's just save that one for last. Yeah. See, it goes on that one. There must just be an issue with that one bolt. That's them, so now we gotta get this one out. If we can get it. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, now since we still have a bolt in there, can we get this plate to come free? That gasket seemed alright. I wonder why it was leaking. The exact thing I didn't want to have happen just happened all over again. again. Nice. Alright. Well, what are those gears? Nothing else in there. There's a washer. That's it. Alright, well. Oh, okay. Alright, I know what we dropped. We just dropped out the oil pump. That's no big deal. That's kind of what I thought was there. I figured that. Let me clean my hands off so I can stop the camera, and we'll let that all drain out, and once that's done draining, we'll get back into it. So getting back into this B, we gotta get, I found one of these rubber clamps. We're gonna see if we can make it work. This is a little bit bigger than what we need. So we're gonna see if we can make this thing fit up here, which we can. I'm not sure how much bigger it is than what we need. I want to try to tighten this clamp. We'll probably end up over tightening it just a bit, and I'll tighten it down until the point where I cannot get that to go over that piece easily without fighting me. Let's try that and see if it, oh, that made a difference already. Nice. Right, there's our screw. Alright, cool. So we'll run it up. There we go, hopefully that went up. So now, we just gotta throw the bottom pipe on there. Now the top one is the one that I tightened up, that way it wouldn't be in there. Let me move you guys over to the other side. There's a lot more action to be seen over there. So let's see about putting these on here. We have a gasket that we have to find. It's up here somewhere. There it is. And we have a manifold pipe, which is over here. Throw this. I don't know which would be easier, hooking this up to the rubber piece first, or bolting it on would be the easiest thing to do. Get it on here, that way you know it's done. Here. Actually, that one in pretty nice. So I feel a lot better now that it has a thing on it. Now I don't have to worry as much, and it's actually going to pull air through the air filter for the first time ever. Because when it ran, it always ran off of just pulling in air. It never filtered it or anything. So it was one thing that I was always nervous about. Although now I don't have to be anymore, so great. Just tighten them to the point where I can't any more finger tight. There we go. And then let me grab a screwdriver and we will get that clamp tightened down. And yeah, that'll be it for the cooler, or the filter. Actual working filter for the first time in its life, or for the first time in its recent life. Recent life, probably, if I had to guess, 10 years. I'm gonna turn this clamp, but I can't. Oh, I can. I have a longer screwdriver over here. Nope. I'm gonna have to run and get one. Alright, let's try this again. And maybe now we will get on this and turn the screw. Last resort is going to be a wrench. Because it does have a head on it where we can turn it with a wrench. I'll go up and do one on top also, just to make sure it's extra tight. I see a gap on that side over there. I may end up coming back in here and putting I'm gonna end up coming back in here and putting a smaller one of these on unless I can shut that gap. I assume it has a gap up on top. Or maybe not. I don't feel one. It's just down here. If you can find the head of the bolt. If it would hit on that, I would say, well, we can. Let me grab the wrench. Find out what size that is. There we go. That's clamping up nice. That closed up our gap. I'm going to go a little bit tighter though. I'm just going to keep on going on it until it starts getting difficult to turn, then we'll stop, which is right there, it feels like. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. How's this one up on top? Actually, that one up on top is nice and tight. So there we go. No gap down here. Nope. Oh, there's the one I was looking for. No gap over here. Nope. I see no gap. That looks like it's nice and sealed. So that's good. I think the next thing that we need to check is the oil inside our oil bath and make sure it looks good. So yeah. So I know the camera is going down by itself. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about that currently. I need to get a new bolt because mine fell out somewhere and I have no idea where. Oh, it's got oil in it. Looks alright, we'll leave it alone. I might have changed that already, thinking that it was pulling air through, but later found out it wasn't. Because I feel like I've been in there before. Now I think about it, I should change that. Although, the oil looks fine. So I guess for right now, that's on there good. I guess for right now we'll just leave it be. However, I will check on it again here in the future, maybe once we put a few hours on it and I'll change it out. But yeah. So let's go on and let's see if we can get this pump put back together. I got the gasket for it. Hopefully this shouldn't be that bad, but I guess we'll see. It's just a matter of getting up here and getting these in. This goes into something. I don't think there's any. No, I believe you just shove it in there and it'll find its way up. I would think. I just heard something. I did not like what I heard. No. This is grabbing onto something, but I feel like it's supposed to be stopping and not turning free. So, wait a minute. It tries to grab onto something, but it stops. Shit. Well, we may end up having to pull this out of here after all. Which I was really hoping not to have to do. That's great. Alright, well, shit. Well, this sure escalated quickly. As you notice, we're up on top of the engine right now. I went over here and I loosened up all the bolts. I called somebody I know who works on these things, and my suspicion was correct. There is a thing, I'm sure the camera picked it up, but on the end of that shaft with the gear, there's a thing on it, a gear, and it goes into the cam gear. Well, that gear is just sitting on there. The end of that is a square piece. That square piece is where this gear goes and holds onto the fuel pump shaft. Well, that piece fell off when I went and I pushed the thing up through. I'm sure you heard it. So we got to go in here and we got to go fishing. I wanted to look in here and clean out this block anyway because I stuck my finger up through the drain hole and I felt a lot of sludge in there, so I really wanted to look into it anyway and see how bad it was. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go on ahead and get this access panel off. I already took all the bolts out. It's just a matter of seeing if this is gonna, oh, it is. That's surprising, I didn't expect that. And we'll see if we can fish it out of our way so we can, oh wow. Oh wow, okay. That is a big crankshaft. Holy shit. So now it's just a matter of not dumping anything in there. There is your block. Huh, wow. Where is that shaft? I need a flashlight so I can see. I cannot, oh there it is, maybe. Is that it? I think that's the shaft I was looking for. I do not see it. Let me go on to your side. I might have to move the camera. Let me move the camera so I can get a look. So I'm not sure how good your guys' view is of everything, but that's about the best place I can put you. So what we need to figure out is we need to see if we can find where that shaft is. It should be around here. I thought I had seen it. What's this? That's something. And also, man, there's a lot more going on in here than I thought there was. Can I engage the clutch and move the engine at all? I have to be on that side, don't I? Let's see if we can get in here and move this. Can we? Oh, we can. Cool. So what we're looking for is I'm looking for the shaft for the oil pump. There's a thing that fell. Is that it? That's not it. Is it? No. What is this? What's this? Oh, right there. Well, there's the shaft that it mates to. It's got to be right here. Go down a little more. I might have to bring that up just a little bit. There's a coupler in there. That's what I need to get. Let's send this up a little more. Can we? If I can send that. I don't know if you guys see anything or not, or what you see. I do apologize for that, but currently I'm just trying to figure out where this stuff is. You know, keep in mind, I've never done this before. This is the first 2-cylinder I'm playing with, and this is about the furthest I've ever gotten into one of these. Okay, there it is. There it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. I don't know if you see it or not. Right there's the shaft. Okay. I found what I was looking for. That is the shaft for the pump. That is what drives it. What do you see? Oh, you don't see it. Shit. Let's switch over to the phone so I can get you guys in there and we can get a better look at this thing. So let me grab the phone real quick and we'll switch over to it and I'll get you a better view inside. Sound good? So switching to the phone, let's see what we find in here. That right there, the two shafts sticking up. I don't know where you can see it, but there's a shaft sticking up, or should be. That's what I'm looking for. I don't see it. Oh, you may not see it.
trying to see it if I can find it in the camera, but I don't see it anywhere. There's your cylinders. There's your cam. Over here. It really doesn't look that bad, actually. I don't know what all you see. I'm trying to get the camera in there, but again, difficult. But over here, that cylinder looks pretty good. Over here somewhere, there's a shaft that pokes up from the oil pump, which is down. Hang on, I'm going to lose the phone. Which is down there. That's your oil pump, and it comes up. I don't see it. I want to get the phone out of there before I drop it. Or we can even do this. Hang on. Let's try this. Hold the phone that way. That's better. Okay, so right there, that shaft that goes down and comes up, that is the one that we need to hook. It goes down to the oil pump. And yeah, wow, there's a lot of shit in there. Holy, these engines are a lot more involved than I thought. Down there's the oil pump. Look at all that sludge. We're gonna have to do something about that. I cannot leave it like that. But yeah, there's a lot of oil lines and stuff in there. It actually surprises me. Right there. Oh, I see it. That is what we need to hook up right there. See those two shafts with the squares? That is what I'm trying to hook up. That's the coupler that's missing. We need to hook that up. So once I hook that up, we will be able to hopefully get the pump put back together and done. So yeah, let me grab the stuff that I need for that and we'll get into it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I got some diesel out of my parts washer. I'm really hoping that this does not go everywhere out of where I think it's going to. My hope is that the pump is a closed off thing, and same with the oil filter. But I guess we're about to find out if my theory is correct or not. Let me grab a thing. So here we have a little tub, and this little tub is going to catch whatever might fall out of here. So let's just throw this bit of diesel fuel. This isn't exactly the cleanest stuff. I mean, it'll work for what we're doing, but let's just throw it in there. Shit. Let me think of how I'm gonna do this. I might want to grab, well, I don't want to dump it everywhere because this is all I've got. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my little siphon and we'll just siphon it in there. And actually, while I'm siphoning it in there, we can use the little hose to direct it where we want it to go. And maybe as we direct it where we want it to go, that'll help. Let's see. I don't want to hit everything. I just want to take whatever's down here on the bottom. Are we leaking? I don't see anything. Yeah, see, it's doing exactly what I was afraid of. And it's pissing out where the oil pump goes. So yeah, okay. So let's stop for a second. And let's hop over here. And let's just kind of play with getting this shit out of here. See if we can at least play with getting this shit out of here. There's definitely a lot less in here though now than there was, so yeah, look at my hands. That's cool. Let me grab a wrench and I'm gonna pop that fill plug off. And once I pop that fill plug off, man, I'm glad I put that under there. Once I pop that fill plug off, we'll get into it. Okay, so I think that the size of this was 11/16, I think. So let's just pull this plug, maybe it'll bring out here instead of out my pump. Oh my God. Does it go? Which way does it go? So, but hopefully we have it fixed and now figured out
to the point of we've got it. And if we've got it, well, that's great because, yeah. And it's not leaking out of the filter, it's just leaking out of the pump, so okay. That makes it easier to determine. There we go. She's pissed. She'd be a pisser, alright. So yeah, that rinsed it out. That actually did a really nice job. So all that shit just came out of it, which is what I wanted, essentially. Throwing around in there. Oh yeah, that's a lot cleaner. So now we need to continue with what we were doing. Okay, so getting over here to the B, I have the cover put back on right there, and also the oil pump is all put back together. I should have recorded that oil pump. That was the biggest pain in the ass I've ever had to deal with. Going in there and hooking that square piece up. I wanted to set it on the bottom and then run it up underneath, but I couldn't do that. I had to go in there, hold the square piece to the top, and push from the bottom gear to get it to line up where I needed it to, and then I had to go, while I'm up here, put the cover on there and get the gasket lined up and everything. So that was fun. If I ever have to do that again, I'm selling it. So it better have pressure. So let's take this off and let's put some oil in the engine. And what do you say we make sure that it, what's this? Here. And what do you say we make sure that it holds oil? The pump is all put back together, however, the oil filter's off. I'm assuming, hopefully, that it will not bother it. The fact the oil filter's not there, all it's gonna do is probably, because I think that the pump runs it through the oil filter, so I don't think that it's gonna go through the oil filter right now. Unless it returns it back into the thing, which if I start to see oil come out, I'll stop, and I'm gonna put something under it now, thinking about it, that way it's done. I should wait until I have the oil filter before I put oil in the engine, but oh well. Just go on ahead and get it done and over with, that way we can get oil in it, and then once we get the oil filter, we can try it and make sure that it works good. Tractor actually came with a wrench sitting here in the toolbox that I just noticed. So I got a free wrench with my tractor. Yay. Let's open this up. And this is our thing that tells you when the tractor's full of oil. I'm just gonna open it. It may already be open. No, it's not. So once that starts having oil come out of it. Man, that doesn't hold a lot of oil, does it? Now, seeing where that is. So now that that's open, once I start seeing oil come out of it, we'll stop. So let's grab a thing of oil and let's get to pouring. I don't remember how much this takes. I think if I remember right, it took 2 of these last time we filled it. I'm probably going to fill it a little over as well, just so that I know that it's full. This is 1540. I'm putting 1540 diesel oil in it that way because it has, for one, the Shell Rotella oil has zinc in it, which is what this engine needs, and it's thicker, so that should help this older engine do a little bit better. It's better to put thicker oil in older engines that are a little more tired than a thinner oil that's not gonna provide enough lubrication for the poor little engine. I don't see anything leaking. I don't hear anything. There's still no oil coming out here, so yeah, I figured we were gonna get into a second one. So let me grab the second one. Now, I would say that we could go on ahead and test the pump and make sure the pump works, but at the moment I really don't want to do that.
And we cleaned out the block, so if we end up having to, we can get into it and drain the oil back out, and it should still be clean. We'll just fill it back up with the same oil that comes out of it. I thought I saw something. Oh, there it goes, we're full. So I'm gonna close that. There we go. I'm gonna go a little bit over. That should be enough over. And how much is left in there? About a quart. We'll just go with that. So there we go. Now we're a little bit over full on oil, which is good. That'll help. That should help keep this engine alive and good. So yeah, and there's still nothing leaking out the oil filter, so that's great. I don't see anything coming out of the oil pump, so we may have got it. I'm tempted to put the rest of this in there just so that for peace of mind, but oh well. Alright, so I guess now once I get the oil filter, we'll get that put back together and yeah, get it running. Pump works. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on ahead and put the original oil filter back in the tractor. Yes, I know that's not a good idea after doing all the work that I've done to fix it and make it better. However, putting the old oil or putting the old filter in there, if there's still stuff floating around, it might catch whatever might still be floating around in there from when I had the engine opened up and filled with diesel. That's kind of my thought process on it. Y'all can tell me what you think. But I'm thinking this is what I'm going to try to do just to get by for now. So I've cleaned it up, however, what I can. How does this go in here? It goes in like that, right? Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Something's not right. Okay, I need to get under here and look. Trying to find the stud. Because there's a threaded rod in there that you have to get on, which I think I did. I think I'm on it now, yep. So this isn't gonna hurt what we did. I'll be able to test that pump and make sure the pump is put together right. So that is one positive thing. Let me grab a wrench and we'll get that tightened up. But like I said, I did clean it up to the best of my abilities, so I'm hoping that me cleaning that filter will prolong it and make it run for a little bit, you know, just can test it and see. We can test it and see if it actually works or not. So let's get this on here and get it tight. And once we get it on there and get it tight, I'll move the camera. We'll put some fuel in it. Or what we should do actually is crank the engine up. Or crank it with the starter and make sure that it makes pressure and doesn't leak. That would be the ideal thing to do. Get it on there tight, but not too tight. That might be good right there. So let's leave that be. Let me grab the tripod and the camera, and I'll set you guys up somewhere you can see the pressure gauge. And let's see if it builds any oil pressure. I hope it does. We pumped it earlier and oil came out where the filter goes, so I'm assuming that that should be fixed. So here's your gauges. The one that says pressure on it is the oil pressure. That is this one right here. So that's the one that we're keeping an eye on. Let's see if we get any oil pressure out of it.
to engage in. Sometimes it wants to be kissy. Just gotta figure it out. Try again. It's gonna be one of those days. Let's try that. Ready? I didn't see it move, and I don't see any leaks. I don't know if it's going to move or not at idle now that I'm thinking about it. However, it might. I would expect it to, but it didn't move, so we're just going to say that it'll probably move once I get the engine started up and running. Unless it did and I just didn't spot it. So let's go on ahead and I'm going to put some fuel in it and let's see how this goes. Hopefully we build oil pressure. Well, here's the fun part. Put the gas in this thing. Oh, this decides to be ready. I'm just gonna fill it, I think. Oh shit, it's running down my arm. Yeah, this one has a bad thing. I forgot about that. Well, I filled it up with gas. What about that whole 5-gallon thing in there? Try to wipe some of this off. What's that? Please tell me that's not oil. That's gas. I think that's gas. I don't really like the idea of putting the old oil filter back in it, but well, shouldn't hurt it. What do you say? Let's open up the fuel valve. Oh, it's already starting to fill slowly. Once that starts to go to the carb, that's open, so I need to shut it. So the carb should be filling up now with fuel, so that's a good thing. Let that fill for a minute, we'll watch it for leaks. And yeah. Oh, the cylinders, because the carb is not stopping, that's just nice. So let's see if this thing will start. Beginning to think we're flooded. And I think that this is not seating for whatever reason. is beyond flooded. And another thing, I also saw the oil pressure building up. Open that up a little bit. See what happens. Okay, so here's what has been done. Hopefully now this should fix the problem. I dove into it a little bit further. I checked it. Both plugs have spark. The one didn't really have very good spark, so I cleaned it up and now it has better spark. So hopefully that should have fixed our problem. I also remember how the carb did not seat right when we first opened up the gas and then it started to. I have the valves open on the bottom of the cylinders. It's not draining fuel out anymore. I pulled both spark plugs out and ran it around just to make sure all the extra fuel was out of the engine. So hopefully now it's dried out. So maybe we should be able to get this thing to start. Yeah, that's open. So let's see if we can get it to start. Ready? runs a lot better than it did. I messed with that carb a little bit, and I would say I got it to run pretty damn smooth. Wow. Runs a lot better. Sounds a lot better too than it used to. I'll give it that. It's building up a lot more oil pressure than I remember it building up. And the engine's at the temperature now, so cool. It's cooling down a lot better and moving a lot more air than it used to. I will give it that also. Now since that radiator's cleaned down. So yeah. So, took it and I ran it around a bit today. Obviously it's dark outside. So, did run it around for a little while just to see if I could get it to do any better. It's been sitting for a long time like I had said earlier, so I just kind of wanted to make sure everything was good. I've probably been running it around now, I want to say that I got it going again around 4. And right now it's almost done. So I would say that I've had it out now for a little while. Well, in between that I had to run to the store, so it hasn't quite been that long that I've been running it. It had to sit for a little while. I let it cool down while I was gone, but jumped back on it when I got home and started playing with it some, trying to tune things and adjust it. I think I have it just about. I need to take it somewhere so that I can get it onto something and work it and adjust it in the process. Everything on it seems to be good. It's actually pulling air through the front grill now. Before you would put something up against that front grill and it wouldn't pull any air through, so that was always nice. And then also it's pulling air through the intake. I checked and it holds stuff to it, so that's good. So yeah. Alright guys, there's a lot more that I can do on this tractor, but I think I'm gonna go on ahead and end the video here. I think we've accomplished enough today. I want to take a second, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please consider going down below, hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. It tells YouTube that you guys like the videos and want to see more. It tells myself the same thing. Leaving a like on the video helps a lot more actually than subscribing. If you leave a like on the video and also comment on the video, that helps, or that tells YouTube that you guys like the videos and you want to see more. It tells me the exact same thing. And also, it gives a little bit of feedback, I guess. You can get all kinds of views on a video, but nobody ever reacts to it or interacts with you on it, and well, you don't know if people like it or not, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd show some support. So yeah, alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Next video, there are a few other things I want to take care of, but right now I want to get, well, not really anything else I need to get. Right now I want to kind of look things over and see what else I find. It's been a long time since I've driven this tractor, and yeah, need to adjust to certain things on it again. So yeah, alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.